Welcome to Alpha Wolf Trading. Did you know that there's over 12,000 stocks or companies that trade on the OTC? Between the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, you have over 7,000 companies. But us as retail investors, we wouldn't know that unless we were researching. Because why? Wall Street focuses on the elite, the big companies. And where the retail investor has their advantage is in small and micro-cap stocks. Why? Because you have the opportunity to speak directly with leadership. That is what this is all about here at Alpha Wolf Trading. We're trying to find the hidden gems, and we interview the executive teams of companies that we think meet the parameters to be those hidden gems. I also want to make sure you understand that this is not a paid-for promotion. I collect no compensation for the interviews I do here. These companies that I interview have been identified as potential opportunities for me and the members of Alpha Wolf Trading to receive a higher than average return on our investment. These companies I have identified either because of a technical setup on a chart, a fundamental change within the organization, new management team, new products, all kinds of different things that actually lead me here. But what do I think is the most important? Leadership. And that is why I do these interviews. I want to understand what drives the person that is leading the charge. I want to feel their passion. I want to understand their vision and the strategy that they're going to use to achieve success. That is what these interviews are for. I want to understand the share structure and the cap table, the size of the TAM, the total addressable market. This is the opportunity to learn all of those things. So sit back and enjoy. And if you learn anything from today's interview, do us a favor. Subscribe to the Alpha Wolf Trading YouTube channel. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I recommend highly that before buying any security, speak to a financial advisor and do your own due diligence. Hey, what's happening, folks? Coming at you with a follow-up interview, and this is live, so this is exciting. I got Joe Delgado here. Joe?
Hi, Tim.
Thanks for coming in and taking the time, man.
I appreciate you coming. We're at CinemaCon 2024, so the movies are back, and I just like as a follow-up, and I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to explain to the folks that maybe don't pay attention as much as obviously we do that live it every day. The movies are back. We've had some headwinds for sure, right? COVID, obviously. Some of the conflicts with the streaming services. Coupled that with COVID, right, in 2020, what happened was that you had a perfect storm of headwinds in which everybody had to stay home. Theaters were closed down. Studio production was closed down. But you also had this huge confluence of all the streamers, right? Everybody had a streaming service, has to this day, and what ended up happening was all the releases were going to streaming, avoiding cinema completely. That's behind us. The studios have now recognized that theatrical is incredibly important for their, and I hate to say the excuse upon downstream revenue for their product, right? And then, of course, as we were gaining all that momentum, right, Paramount Pictures, Top Gun Maverick, that kind of started getting these folks back into the cinemas. And we were doing very well. And last summer, with Barbie and Oppenheimer, it was cranking. Well, then we had the labor disputes, right, with the writers and the actors. And what happened primarily with the actors was that they couldn't promote the movies. When they struck, they stopped all promotion. So that impacted us, right?
Yep.
The technology companies, in that our customers, the cinema exhibitors, had a very difficult time posting their budgets, right? it's hard to do when you don't know what movies you're going to be promoting and what movies are going to get released. That's now behind us, right? That labor dispute is now behind us. And we're looking forward to a pretty good summer. We've got some great product. The studios have done a great job.
Before you get too far ahead, I know you're excited.
Because you'll stop me.
I know you're excited, but
you get me cranked up, I'll go.
Moving Image Technologies, MITQ, is the ticker symbol.
Yes, sir.
Right? And when we first did our first interview, the stock was considerably higher than where it is today.
Yep.
Right? And that's part of that is because of everything that's happened with the writers' strike and right. But the technology that you had and you were gaining momentum with, you still have.
Correct.
And there's still a tremendous amount of interest.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, well, thank you for that. But the initiatives that we have, and the reason that we went public, was to make sure that we had the financial wind in our sails to get this. Some of our initiatives are taking a little bit longer because of those headwinds that I talked about, right? Those are behind us. So we're moving forward. We've got plenty of cash.
I want to emphasize that.
Yeah, we don't have to raise capital. We're doing well.
How much debt do you have?
Zero.
Zero debt.
So that's a zero with a zero.
That's a zero.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have zero debt and no need to raise capital.
No.
And that's the biggest concern right now in this environment, right? Is that you're going to have to go raise capital and you're going to get screwed, right? Don't have that concern.
No.
Okay. Let's move forward.
Wow. How do you go from that?
You know, look, here's the deal. I won't be able to pull up the chart, but maybe what I'll do when I edit this video is I'll put your chart in. It's times like these where I look at it and say, okay, unless it's the end of the world, and I don't think that it is, the micro caps and small caps have been pounded for about 36 months.
As long as we've been, that's the only environment I know. So when it gets better, it's going to be great.
Okay,
and it's going to get better.
36 months, and you know, the market has a tendency to swing the pendulum way too far to one side. At some point, that will come back. Right now, you've got 7 companies that are driving the markets higher. The valuations of those companies are, I mean, they could buy like 17 countries, right? That, in my best guesstimation, is not sustainable. So all that money that is going into those huge names, where does that money go? I believe that there are some companies like MITQ that are way undervalued for what you have to offer. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, and we really appreciate you saying that because that's a lot of my job is making sure that the investor community recognizes that, you know, we're in a great position. We're in the best position that we've ever been, and the future is good. You know, amongst our not just the cinema technology, but we also have offerings, Tim, in the sports.
And that's through Caddy.
And that's our Caddy, which we own, which we paid off, right? Again, debt-free.
And what is Caddy again?
So Caddy are these very ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're cup holders. When you go to a ball game, chances are 80% of the time you're interacting with my product. That cup holder, it's ubiquitous, it's innocuous, but it's there, right?
Yeah.
We're looking forward to some really exciting stuff with technology introductions and having that as a touch point.
Now, we talked about this in our first interview, and that was a while ago.
Yes, and so...
we still don't know what that technology is.
Yeah, so what we've done, and we've announced this, so we can talk a little bit about that, is that we have been doing an extensive amount of market research.
Okay.
Because this is brand new, there's nothing quite like it, right? We want to try to get as close to that real world offering as we possibly can. We've had great meetings with very high level executives in you know, at the arenas, at the stadiums. We've gotten tremendous feedback that we're applying to the technology for that caddy product. So yeah, that's gonna be fun as well.
Best guess, when does the world get to actually see a prototype or anything?
So we're working on the hardware right now,
okay,
right? And then the software, which is a SaaS.
It's a software as a service.
Yeah,
recurring revenue model.
This has a SaaS component.
My heart.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I was teeing that up for you, Tim. So I don't want to give you a best guess because my guys are working their tails off.
You can say that. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, to get this going. But I will say that it's exciting for us because we think that.
So I mean, I guess Joe, what I'm trying to do here is say, is this like 3 years out?
No.
2 years out? No,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. We want to start beta testing as soon as we possibly can.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no. It's much shorter term than 3 or 2 years, and I think once these folks see it, then it's going to be degrees of success. It's going to be successful.
It's just a matter of how.
Is it? You know, I think the TAM is millions and millions of seats and cup holders, right? It's a pretty big TAM.
So with a million, I've never heard a TAM quite put in terms of a cup holder.
Right?
No, I never really have.
Listen, if you didn't have a cup holder, you'd miss it. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
You would demand a cup holder.
But equate dollars to that, billions upon millions of cup holders.
So yeah, there could be there's obviously the hardware sale, right? And the SaaS component, right? So it could get exciting real quickly.
Okay. All right. We're going to look at Caddy in a minute down below. Maybe I'll take some still shots, right?
No.
Okay. Now, let's talk about this thing right behind me.
So without getting too much into the weeds, right? The other initiatives, one of the other initiatives that we have is accessibility. So we bought an accessibility company called USL, Ultra Stereo Labs. Every cinema must have a certain amount of hardware that allows you to enjoy the film if you're hearing or visually impaired. That line has done very well for us. It's manufactured, we make it, high margin. It's a great line. We've been very successful with it. Layered on that is, and we consider this as accessibility, is the non-English proficient barrier to entry for the cinema. If you don't speak, very good English, or you just don't understand it, you're obviously not going to go to the movie.
So I read a statistic, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the statistic's wrong, but I read that somewhere around 70% of the population doesn't speak English.
Not quite. I think based on the census, last census, there was something like 70 million.
70 million.
70 million folks.
That's what it was.
That are non-English proficient. Okay.
Yep.
And that could be a myriad of languages, right?
Right.
So what ends up happening at the studio level when they release a film, the foreign box office is every bit, if not in some cases more important than even the domestic, right? So the domestic is great, right? This is us. This is Hollywood. But the foreign box office is just as big, if not bigger. So what do you have to do? You have to accommodate. You have to have multi-languages for that same film, right?
Yep.
You could have 30 to 80 different languages. So those files exist. So what the idea is, as part of the accessibility offering, is to get multi-language and get outreach in those non-English speaking communities, whether it's Spanish, whether it's Mandarin, whether it's Korean, Italian, French. That's what Moving Image Translator does.
Okay.
And we're working with both exhibition and distribution.
So Moving Image Translator, let's talk about exactly what it does, right? So you're watching the movie, you can either have a set of
you could have either This is augmented reality. This is an augmented reality, a set of glasses, right?
Yep.
That fit, either your prescription or your regular. And then there's the language that you choose.
Right.
Is being projected. So you're watching the movie, you're listening to it, you're very comfortable, and it's being subtitled. So I could be sitting next to you, and maybe I'm a Spanish speaker, and you're a French speaker. We're watching the same movie, but it's in our language here.
Right.
Or you could have your own device, right, app-based, that could sit comfortably in a holder, okay, like this.
Got it.
But, and this is where we're going back to Caddy, this fits comfortably in that cup holder, right?
Got it.
And that's an adapter. So it's very unintrusive. It'll have a privacy screen, so it's not glowing, right? And you've got your own captioning device.
Got it.
So,
or is it on the screen too, or no?
Oh no.
No. It's all
that?
right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what they call open caption.
Yep, got it.
So, as an industry, we want accessibility to avoid open caption.
Got it.
Right?
Yep.
You don't want to go to the movies and then have
right.
This kind of ticks all the boxes to get us away from that.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, I know there's a movement for speech impediment or speech recognition, I guess.
Translation.
Right? But also hearing, right?
Right.
So, I mean,
so this, you can have a set of headphones that are somewhere around here. There they are. Just, a set of headphones, either they're yours or I'll provide them as an exhibitor. But if the file is dubbed, if the movie's dubbed, you can just rock the headphones.
Right.
So every box is ticked for accessibility. So now you have you're visually impaired, you're hearing impaired, which you have to do.
Yep.
Right? But on this will actually give you an ROI. If you're doing the outreach to those non-English proficient communities, which we hope to do, right, with a little help from our friends on the studio side and obviously exhibition. I mean, if you got that many folks out there,
yep,
it's not unreasonable to think of picking up 5, 6, 10%. That's real money, right?
To the theater,
and now we're talking about folks coming in and buying concessions, right? So it's right here in our own backyard,
right,
that we can actually go out and promote this. So that's what we're looking for. And
you have the patent, you have protection on this technology.
Yeah, so we have a partnership with Hannah Media. You've met Gene, right? Yep. So now we're looking for that breakthrough, right? And again, with a little help from our friends on the studio side and the exhibition side, this could be very, very cool going forward. Because
So would this be kind of a software as a service model as well, or no?
It can be because there are services involved.
Okay.
Right? So it's not necessarily the software, it's the encoding of the languages, right?
Okay.
And there's different ways to monetize that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be one size fits all, right? So if it's a big exhibitor that has 2,000 screens, or a small exhibitor that has 10 or 20, right?
Yep.
The models could vary, but yeah, there's a service component to this.
All right, so we've hit Caddy, we've hit
MI Translator.
Over here, and I could actually go that way. Actually, let's see if this thing follows me. You want to come?
It's cool.
Come on. Hey, come on. Come on. All right. Okay. So, right over here, that thing right there, that's a projector. And that one goes for about, how much is that one?
So, you'll vary, Tim. So that projector is by Sharp NEC. Actually, I think they're just Sharp now.
Okay.
Right? That'll probably go for about $28,000. We resell that, We
and that is, from what I understand now, the projectors used to have bulbs, but now they have lasers. Right? Actually, I'm going to move this.
Yeah,
because we actually have two of them. That's the baby right there.
That big dog over there. And by the way, both of these are laser-based projectors, okay?
Right.
And the original digital projectors that took over from film use the same light source as the film, xenon lamps that are over there.
Okay.
Now everything's going to laser because of the efficiency, the energy efficiency. In fact, there's government programs that are incentivizing the changeover to lasers.
And the reason for that is
energy efficiency.
Just energy efficiency.
Yeah, energy efficiency. And it's a program for rural America. They have to be a certain demographic, 10,000, 15,000. You know, it's out there. But we've actually been very successful there as well.
Okay.
Now, again, those headwinds did hit us pretty hard because we were doing a lot of that transition, right, from the xenon digital projection system to the laser. So that's going to kick up again, right? Once everybody's budgets start to stabilize, you know, the content is coming, the movies are coming. So that'll stabilize, so that'll continue. The transition to laser will continue. And then, of course, you know, we've got all the additional offerings, right? We sell the automation systems.
So you just got exclusivity for...
No, for the LEA amplifier, the audio amplifier, which is, if you look there, there's very clean-looking power amplifiers.
Okay.
That obviously allows you to hear the big booming audio, right?
Yep.
And so there we've done a cinema distribution deal globally with LEA. That's a great product, and we back it up with double the warranty of everybody else's. So a typical warranty is 3 years.
Okay.
We're 6 years on this.
Got it.
And we feel that's going to have a lot of potential, especially going like into Europe. I think we're going to be very well positioned. We'll be in Barcelona June. Come on, join me. We'll do an interview in Barcelona. That's the city, the City Europe convention.
Yep.
I think that we are going to have a very solid footprint in Europe. I think our relationships.
How big of a footprint do you have now?
Relatively small.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But because of some of the relationships that we've fostered over the years, they're going to kind of pay off when we get there.
The one thing we didn't mention, you had which one of the theaters kind of blew up? Which one blew up?
You know, it's funny. I guess
was it Regal?
No. So Regal was in bankruptcy.
Yes.
They're out now.
Okay.
They have a brand new management team.
Okay.
You know, we have a great relationship with those guys, the new management team at the very top.
Got it.
Great guys. You know, the only real casualty that I could think of that came out of nowhere was Pacific ArcLight in LA. You know, the Cinerama Dome. I mean, you know, the Galleria. I mean, they just bolted up their tent
and that's it.
That's it. But those locations were then reacquired by other exhibitors. But no, Regal. Again, the management team now at City World, which operates and runs Regal. I'm really confident in those guys. They're really smart guys. They're gonna clean up that balance sheet and they'll be rocking and rolling. Right.
Okay.
All we need is that product that's coming, right? We've got good product coming. And again, even 2025 is looking incredibly good. Everybody's talking about some really big stuff in 2025. But I think even starting this summer, we're gonna start to see a lot of that normalization. Again, after that hangover that we suffered, right?
Right.
And I'll thank you again for allowing us the opportunity to explain what happened. But it's over, it's done, it's behind us. And, you know, if COVID and streaming didn't kill us in 2020, we ain't going anywhere.
All right, so
and it's going to get fun.
We're going to briefly touch on a couple other products you have. You've got Sandbox here,
so
which is
the gaming offering, right?
Yep.
Which is our movie sports, right? That's our branded offering.
Okay.
So it could have the Sandbox component, which is a value proposition that Sandbox provides. Or if you're an exhibitor and you want to do your own thing, we provide you with the technology. And this is different because this is cinema-centric, right? This is not just a couple of, gaming consoles. This has to interface with the big projectors so you can see it on the big screen. The kids will play on these gaming stations.
Yep.
But the production card, everything goes through the production card and interfaces with your
the big screen.
So what ends up happening is a modern cinema is basically a gaming arena waiting to happen. Put in my stuff, and it's a gaming arena.
Got it.
And so now you've got the kids that are coming in, they're having a blast, but the parents, the grandparents, the guardians, hopefully they're spending money either at the restaurant, the bar, the concession stand, right? Yeah, no, and it allows for cinema operators to use their auditoriums as multi-purpose, right? True multi-purpose. Yep. When they're downtime, right? When the vacancies, Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon after school or something. You've got a gaming arena waiting to happen.
All right, so you've got that. I'm gonna highlight this little steel rack that you got going on there.
We do heavy metal too.
Right, you do heavy metal. So
heavy metal too. So that is something we've been talking about for a while, and we've actually done 10 maybe of the direct view LED walls that are DCI compliant. In other words, everybody knows the LED signage, right? Especially here in Vegas, casinos and all that. Well, that technology is being transferred and translated into the cinema. So instead of projectors, what you'll have is just one big LED display.
Got it.
It looks stunning. It's breathtaking.
Kind of like the Sphere, or what?
Yeah, flat. Exactly. Right? Exactly. I mean, these are big displays, but they must be DCI certified.
Okay.
In other words, they have to pass a certain criteria to show first-run feature films. Not just anybody can have an LED wall. So we've been fortunate that we've done, some of the major manufacturers that are in this space. And what our value proposition consists of, that big old frame.
Yep.
And some of these frames are, 50 feet across. And there's a certain IP that goes with it. We've got some patents on the frame because it is cinema-centric. We've got some audio components. We've got what we call true square, where you literally at installation have to square everything so the seams are perfect, right? Actually, it's seamless, so you don't see seams.
Yep.
We just shipped we'll have a presser coming out. We just shipped a 5-meter system to one of the guilds in Hollywood. Okay?
Got it.
We're also doing USC Film School. That's going out in the next couple of weeks. So we'll have some stuff. And then it's on the website, it's kind of the time lapse.
So I think it's important to highlight, you guys are, yes, you got a software as a service component coming. You've got also, you guys are a manufacturer. You manufacture stuff.
We make stuff. We've got a little under 30,000 square feet of manufacturing space in Orange County. If anybody's around, Tim, you let me know, and we'll take them to the shop and show them around. We've been doing this a long time. That's the other thing I'd like to mention. We're not a startup. We started the company back in 2003.
You're one of the founders.
I'm one of the original founders. Yeah, it was. I think it was on a cocktail napkin at a Chili's that we had this bright idea, and here we are 20 years later. So, by the way, this is our 20th anniversary, and we're still loving it. The team is still incredibly passionate, and having gone public, it kind of rejuvenated it even more, right? Because now we really had the opportunity to financially be assertive, but judicious at the same time.
Right.
As a startup, we learned to be very judicious, very frugal. We watched our dollars and cents, and so we're just taking that forward. It gives us a little more liberty, right, to look at opportunities. We do a tremendous job of being opportunistic if there's an inventory buy, something like that. That helps with our margins. We have
what are your margins typically?
So if you look at us, we're around 24, right?
Okay.
And the commitment is to get that going in the right direction, and I think we are. And so what's going to end up happening is that when you cobble all this kind of stuff together, I think our margin profile will definitely improve.
Okay.
It's looking pretty good now.
And you've had, so from a revenue standpoint, where do you want to get to from a revenue standpoint?
So, the salad days when we did a bunch of the conversions from film to digital, we were doing about $60 million. And again, that was kind of an event. So we scaled up with direct labor, but the key personnel stayed the same, right?
Yep.
What we've done is we've added a business development and sales group folks, right? And again, all industry veterans that we've announced, we've talked about this, that are going to lead the way. So yeah, I mean, it's great that you're letting me tell this story because it's worth telling.
Right.
It really is. It's going to be, and again, we have fun. This is a fun industry. We have a lot of friends. We've been here a long time. We're capitalized. So come along for the ride. Seriously.
All right.
Come on, end it there, man.
No, I'm not ending it there.
Jesus
So you've got lighting too.
We do lighting, which again, some of the stuff that isn't all that sexy,
Right.
but it's necessary, and that evolved from a customer's needs, right?
Right.
I don't think we intended to be in a lighting space, but because cinema is so unique, you have to have a certain set of parameters that you meet, even in lighting, and we do that. We couple that with a dimmer. Our architectural lighting fixtures are paired with the architectural lighting modules.
Yep.
Right? So the problem with LED was that at very low levels you get flicker. And you don't want that in cinema ever, right? Ever.
Right.
So yeah, that's products that we make in-house. They're high margin, and we do well. I mean, we have about 40 plus proprietary products.
There's this company that makes quick connect.
Yeah, no, we know those guys. Yeah. We know those guys.
Do you know? All right, listen. I'm going to wrap it up. I think we're going to go down and check out the other, but I'll probably just take some still shots on that. From how many shares? I'm going to hit you with a tough one. You know how many shares you have outstanding, fully diluted?
Get with Brian on that, because we're buying back. By the way, we get in the frame here.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's all right. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. We can still see you.
Yeah. No, listen, we're
buying back shares.
We're buying back. Yeah, man. I mean, we're investing in ourselves right now. We think we're the best opportunity to invest in. I mean, I think we are very undervalued. Again, it's going to be a fun ride going forward. So let's cinema, right? We tend to.
I'm going to ask you one question that probably is going to be on some people's minds. How long have you been below $1?
I don't think it's been a year.
So have you gotten the notification from the NASDAQ?
No.
Or are you on the NASDAQ?
No, we're on American.
You're on the American,
IC, right?
Yep, we go through this.
Yeah.
All right, and you don't have that. You have to stay above $1 for.
We haven't been threatened by anybody yet.
Okay. All right. So
we're in a great position. I think the company's never been in a stronger financial position. We've never been in a more opportunistic position. We just got to get to work, man. I mean, we got this.
You got the technology.
Yeah, we got this.
Right?
Yeah.
You got some exciting things coming.
Yeah.
The way I view it is this. What's the risk reward? Right? Risk is you go to 0. I don't think that's going to happen. Right? I think the potential for reward is significantly higher from where it is today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So, if nothing else, I'm not telling anybody to buy the stock. That's not what I do. All I do is present the story, right? And this is a good story. Like you said earlier, this is a story worth being told, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the thing that I would recommend is you go to the website, you sign up for investor alerts, and anytime they put out a press release, you get it sent directly to your email.
Or give us a call.
Or give them a call.
Hey, listen, we're friendly people. We're in entertainment. We're cinema people. Okay, we're entertainment. We're an out of home entertainment technology company.
And you're not just cinema.
We're not just cinema. So we do institutions. We do universities. You know, again, the sports. The sports component with Caddy.
Yeah. And you do individual homes, don't you?
Oh yeah, well we do it at the very high. So we're not
high end.
We're not the hang and bang kind of guys. You know, we do a lot of the big executives in town. A lot of the A-list movie stars we've done, like most of their homes, right?
Yeah.
I could show you a laundry list of those guys. I don't think they'd want me, but no, we do a lot of work in Hollywood, right? And yeah, no, I mean, we're not new at this, but some of our technologies are new and exciting.
No, they are. And I agree with that 100%. So look, thanks for taking the time, man. I know I sprung this on you. It was kind of a surprise.
No, that was cool, man. You know, it's just, you get me cranked up, I'll rock this thing.
All right, folks.
Thank you all.
I'm going to edit this, and I'll get it out to you soon. Thank you for tuning in to another interview here at Alpha Wolf Trading. Today we had Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing, co-founder of MITQ, which is Moving Image Technologies. I hope you enjoyed today's interview, and if you did, do us a favor, give us a like. How about giving us a share? And make sure you smash that subscribe button. All of those things are very important to us here at Alpha Wolf Trading, and we appreciate you taking the time to do that. Until next time, stay safe. Alpha Wolf Trading wishes you the very best of success.